Hi, everybody. In preparation for our newborn baths, we wanted to speak upon some of the supplies that's going to be needed before you enter the patient's room. First and foremost, we want to make sure that we have our clean supplies, so a clean swaddle, a clean diaper, and a clean hat. We need to have a temperature, or a thermometer, so we can make sure that baby has a safe temp to receive a bath. We need ample supply of clean washcloths, baby soap, brush and a comb, and a basin filled with warm water. Okay, so now we're ready to get started with our newborn bath. First things first, we want to ensure baby's safety by checking baby's temp under its armpit to make sure that baby's temperature is stable and safe to receive a bath. So we're checking the temperature and we're verifying that the temperature is at least 97.9 degrees Fahrenheit, which it is. If baby's temp was not that amount, we would encourage postponing the bath until baby's temp is more stabilized. We want baby to be warm, skin to skin against mom, and swaddled. So we're going to expose the baby. So we're going to take off the dirty birth blanket, taking off baby's hat. And luckily for us in this case, baby is under a warmer, so this is going to help baby maintain its temperature until we're finished with the bath. We would have a temperature probe that would be stuck on baby's skin. That's how we know that the baby's temp is nice and stable. As far as the dirty birth blanket and the hat, these are always things that you can offer to the mom or the dad. This is something that they can give to pets if they have dogs at home, just as something to get pets used to baby's scent. Expose that. Okay. So first, we have already gathered all of our supplies. We have our washcloth, our baby shampoo, baby hairbrush. We're going to test some water in the basin. And when we test water for baby, we're going to touch it with the inside of our elbow. We're going to make sure that it's not too hot and not too cold. But this is a sensitive area on our skin. So we know that baby skin is very sensitive. So we want to make sure that we are not burning baby or contributing to cooling baby out with a colder temp. So first things first, this is just plain water. We're going to place our washcloth in there. I'm going to move baby just a little. Okay, so we're going to start with baby's face. You'll notice that I'm leaving the diaper on baby for this time period. Little boys tend to surprise us with presents, so we want to make sure that we are not getting peed on or pooped on by baby while we do this process. So first we're going to take a washcloth and we're going to wipe the inside of baby's eye to the outside very gently. There's no soap that we put on the washcloth to the face. That piece that was just touched on the eye, I'm going to turn it over, get a nice fresh piece, and wipe baby's eye inside to outside. Turn the cloth over and finish just wiping the face the best of our ability. Vernix really likes to hide underneath the neck, so as you start to descend down the body, take your time getting into the folds of the neck. Vernix is not a bad thing. It's actually baby's first lotion and moisturizer. So it is helpful though as we're performing the newborn bath to really get in those creases. So I'm going to expose of that. I'm going to grab a new one. Technically don't have to at that point in time, but it's just a me thing. This time we're going to add some soap to the washcloth. And now we're going to start again addressing under the neck. And we're going to move top to bottom. Getting underneath the folds of baby's armpits. down to the fingers, palms of the hands. And again, this one is with soap. Gonna grab a new washcloth. Okay, now we're just gonna move baby just a little bit over to the side. We still have the soapy washcloth, so we are going to make sure that we are getting the back of baby. You can take notice as we're doing this newborn bath, the thing that we definitely always want to keep safe and close in our baby's warmer is a bulb syringe, just in case baby were to have any choking issues while we're doing this. Now that the front and back of the baby and baby's arms is completed, we're going to grab a new washcloth. This time we want no soap on it, so we're just going to dip it in our nice cool or nice warm water, clean water. Now we're going to use this to rinse the baby. And we'll rinse front to back with that nice clean washcloth. As I'm cleaning the abdomen, I'm being very careful to watch the umbilical cord. This is an education piece for families. We want to make sure that we're keeping the umbilical cord nice and clean and dry. This is going to fall off by itself in a few days. All right, now that the top half of the body is done, we're going to move down to grab a new washcloth, and we're going to do the same process with soap. And we're going to target the baby's legs, the baby's feet, diapered area. So we're going to add a little bit of soap. Start cleaning. Okay. Saving the private spots for last. Now, just going to be very careful to clean. Vernix loves to get in between the little folds in the private areas of babies as well as the legs. Okay, so one thing of note is with females, we saved the this part of the process, cleaning the private parts, for last. You should do the same for males as well, but with females, when you clean, you always want to make sure that you're wiping from front to back. All right, now that that is complete, we're going to get our dirty diaper out of the way. Throw that in the trash. And we're going to just re-rinse baby here. Go into the side. Okay, and then we will get rid of that. So I'm going to grab, you can use a dry washcloth for this, but if you have an extra, like a little bit of a larger towel, you can always just pat baby dry at this point because we know that baby is nice and clean. Okay. And then at this point, we will grab our nice clean diaper. When you place baby into a diaper, it's very important to make sure that you're folding the top part of the diaper down so it's not rubbing or irritating the umbilical cord. That is drying out and will fall off in a few days. We're applying a nice clean diaper. Getting our water out of the way. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to focus on baby's favorite part. Babies think this is a spa day for them when they get to experience getting their hair washed. We put a little bit of soap on the comb. You can use your last wet washcloth to get their hair wet. Just really wet the hair. And when the hair is wet, you can take the soap and rub it into the hair. Use your fingers to really get it deep down. And then, once the soap is in the hair, you can use the comb to help get out any other sticky pieces or just vernix. Just help to get the soap into the hair to really make it clean. All right. We take that water only and really help to get the soap out of baby's hair. All right. Just ensure that everything is nice and dry. Now at this point, we'll put on clean everything. So we'll put on a new clean hat. And then what you can also do is get a new baby blanket. Sometimes at this point, families like babies to be dressed in like special outfits because they like to take pictures. For the sake of this video though, this baby's gonna have a fancy blanket for her pictures. So when you're folding a baby blanket, it's a square. You fold down one of the corner pieces. You can kind of see that. So we're looking for a straight across top piece. This is going to run along baby's shoulders. Just going to pick up baby. This is a very big swaddle. We're going to gently place baby. You can see that straight edge is running right across baby's shoulders. So babies like to feel snug and comfortable. So we're going to take the corner. We're going to wrap it and kind of tuck it along baby's shoulder, down underneath baby's hip. We're going to grab the piece of the swaddle that's down below. We're going to lift up and tuck shoulder again. Now your remaining piece right over here, we're going to pull straight across. And we're going to make sure baby is nice and warm. And at this point, we're just going to make sure baby's temperature is stable. I'm going to recheck baby's temperature right underneath that armpit this time. And we're making sure that it is greater than 97.9, which it is. And at this point, we would give the baby to parents for them to snuggle, love up on her. And then in the bassinet, we would use this opportunity to change the sheets.